Hello everyone, welcome to the episode 4 of Play Your S Right. Today I'm joined by the last episode's winner, Joe, and now we have a new competitor to Joe, Kris Wojcik. Hi Kris, how are you doing?
I'm amazing, thank you. How about you?
Do you feel confident?
I'd say yes, even though I don't sound confident. I'm gonna destroy you, Joe.
Joe, what are you thinking about this?
I'm nervous. No one's won 2 in a row, so I'm not too confident at this current moment.
You're right. So far, no one won 2 times in a row. So now we are going to see if Joe can make a history or will he be a history. Well, let's carry on. Over 3 rounds, we will show 2S each to our guests, and they need to guess which one performed higher or lower. A correct answer equals 1 point, and most point wins. So, shall we, guys? We are starting with round 1. And we are going to start with our last champion. Joe, on the left-hand side, we have an ad that shows memes, but not also memes, like this is our own creation of the popular memes, in which we say, okay, if your sales teams use Cognism data, it will get better than the teams with bad data. And on the right-hand side, we have our VP marketing, Liam, cosplaying Sixth Sense, and as if they see dead people, Liam sees buying intent. So, Joe, tell me, which one do you think performed better?
I remember the second ad when it got released because everyone was sharing it in the Slack channels, obviously with Liam in it. It caused a bit of a stir, which was funny. I'm going to go with ad 1 just because it's still good. It's not as niche as the other one. Obviously, it's a very popular meme. Whereas the second one obviously got a good...
Are you sure?
I'm going to go, yeah, let's stick with 1.
You know what, Joe? You're right. You're right because, and again, I completely agree with you. I think the second ad is way better, but it is niche. And there's not enough people who have seen the Sixth Sense. Apparently, they don't understand the joke here. However, everyone understands the joke with the dogs. It is easier to consume, and it is actually really simple. Like it can be consumed in feed, and you don't need to have a prior knowledge. Like the threshold for knowledge is low. On the second ad, though, you need to have a certain knowledge to understand and to love. So yeah, you're right. And your winning streak is still going on. Krzysztof, now it is your turn. And it is your first round. We have 2S from Casper. One of them is with Simpsons. The second one is another meme in which we make fun of the popular SDR outbound email, free for 30 minutes next week. Which one do you think performed better?
That's a tough one because both of them are quite solid. Both of them use SDR's humor, so they definitely hit the spot, and I remember both of them being told about performing great. So that's a tough one. I guess I'll go with Simpson. It's only because it's more popular and more well-known compared to the pigeon meme.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'll stick with my answer. Let's go for Simpsons.
You know what, Krzysztof? You're right. The Simpsons one performed better. Although the second one with Pigeon is one of our best performing ads, the one with Simpsons is by far the best performing ad. By far. Because it is actually resonating with the target audience that Casper is targeting, SDRs. All of the SDRs are suffering from the same thing. Like, they're like, oh, my emails haven't been responded, nobody's responding to my emails, and there's always this smartest manager in the room who says, have you tried calling them? Therefore, this gets a lot of engagement, and this is actually such a good ad in terms of resonating with the target audience. This should be a clear example for B2B marketing. 1-1. Well, second round. Joe, now we have two ads that are really similar, like really similar. Wow. What do you think performed better?
They're so similar. I imagine both performed pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go for ad 2. It's a bit easier to read. There's not as much going on, is my only thinking, but it's a complete shot in the dark between the two.
Well, you know what, Joe? You are doing great today. Wow. You're right. Ad 2 performed better, and I think I completely agree. Both of them look pretty similar, and at first you don't understand the difference. However, I think the difference here lies in two things. The first thing is in the second one we say we have 2,000 more mobiles in the US than any other provider. In the first set, it is just, okay, 2,000 revenue teams. But you know what? Every other company says the same thing. So it is actually not a clear value proposition. The audience is used to this. Like, they're immune to this content. But when we say we have 2,000 more mobile in the US, it is actually a clear value proposition. Therefore, it gets more engagement. Well, Joe, you're doing great today. 2-1. Krzysztof, how are you feeling?
I mean, he got 2, so I'm not quite confident, but okay, I still think I can hit 3 out of 3 if I get...
We will see about that. We will see about that, Kris. Now we have two ads. One is a screenshot ad, and the second is a G2 social proof ad. So tell me, which one performed better and why?
Oh my god, that's a tough one because I recall LinkedIn screenshot ads performing off the charts compared to the regular social proof ads. They are pretty solid, they are organic, quite natural social proofs. I recall them being off the chart. But on the other hand, the other ad has 6 meaningful words on it, so it's not too long, didn't read content. It's straight to the point, straight message, plain social proof. So that's a quite tough one.
3,
I think I'm gonna go
2,
with... Okay, oh,
1.
wait. At 2.
Wow. Krzysztof, you're right. 2-2. It's a really challenging game, I must admit. And I think this is the first time that we are seeing a champion doing so well, but also he's being challenged so well. Wow, yeah. Krzysztof, you're right. The second ad performed better. And you are right. Normally we see way better results in the first ad. First type of ad, the screenshot ad. It resonates with the audience better because it looks like it is coming directly from the LinkedIn user instead of the LinkedIn company. However, the second one performed better for a really obvious reason. Again, the pain point. Casper users can use Casper for free. They can get phone numbers for free, they can get email addresses for free. And ZoomInfo does the same thing, but they charge so much money. So when we target our target audience with this kind of a content, saying that Casper can pull numbers better than ZoomInfo, and when we say also Casper is free to try, it resonates way better. So I think here what is working is the clear value proposition, but also the PLG model. Therefore, it is getting way better engagement than the first ad. Now, round 3. Joe, on the left-hand side, we have the Cognism Hazard campaign in which we say the most mobile numbers in the US. In the second one, it is more like a product ad in which we say you can complete your sales strategy with complete and accurate data. Which one do you think performed better?
I'm just going to go with the second one based on it caught my eye quicker. I think one has a better message, but it's a bit more maybe getting lost in the feed. 2 just seems to caught my eye very quick, so I'll just go with that.
Are you sure?
Always stick with the first answer.
Okay. You know what, Joe? I wish you didn't. Because this is your first wrong answer in the last 2 episodes.
In 2 episodes.
Unfortunately, Joe, the first
It
one,
had to end.
this is your first wrong. Unfortunately, it's all gone now. It's all gone. Okay, the first one performed better because, again, there's a clear value proposition. The most mobile numbers in the US. And when you think about that, it is similar to what we discussed in the first round. When we say 2 times more mobile, it works better because it is a clear value proposition. Here, we say that we have the most mobile numbers in the US, and it works better. And although completing the sales strategy with complete and accurate data is important, it is not clear. But when we say we have the most mobile numbers, the audience says, wow, do they really? And then it actually makes them wonder. Therefore, it makes them to research. It creates a demand by that strong value proposition. Therefore, the first ad performed better. Kris, it is your make it or break it moment. If you know this, you will win. If you don't, we will go to the final round. We will go to the sudden death question. But if you know this, you will win. So, no pressure, but pressure. We have 2 ads. They actually look pretty similar. Like, I think Joe played really bad here because they look really similar. Krzysztof, which one do you think performed better?
I think Joe did a fair play in here because I gave him 2 similar ads curveball in the previous round. So honestly, it's a fair play. So it's again tough one because ad 1 has literally 2, 4, 5 words on it. But ad 2 has what the product is about. So like I'm a big fan of actually showing what the product is about because the first ad is not telling you what Casper is. Second one has the same messaging, but you can actually see the phone number, and that's what the speak directly to top talent is about. So ad 2 is my choice because it's messaging and actually the meaty stuff, like what is the product about.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Well, Krzysztof, unfortunately, you're wrong. And you are wrong for this reason. The target audience we are targeting, they got used to seeing all of the product ads. They got used to seeing the products on LinkedIn. So when they see a picture of product, they are immune to it. They don't engage, they just skip it. But when they see no product, when they see clear value proposition, they engage better because it doesn't look like a clear ad. But as soon as the human eye notices that there's actually a product picture, they just skip, apparently. So the first ad actually performed way better. And now we are going to sudden that round. All right, you know what? I wonder how we do that though. We haven't done it. Like it hasn't been like that. So
rock, paper, scissors.
You know what? Rock, paper, scissors. Do it under, then show me later. First, both of you do, and don't show it in the camera. When I say show, then take your hand.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Do it. Now show me. Is it okay? It is Joe. All right, Joe, we are starting with you. Sudden that question. We have 2 ads. On the left-hand side, both of them are emoji ads. On the left-hand side, we have a red ad. On the right-hand side, we have a green ad. On the red ad, we have 3 different value propositions. We have 3 different questions. How do I get past the gatekeeper? What's the perfect page? How do I improve my intro? The second one is about Cognism using meetings booked as a measurement for success is killing your reps mojo. So there's only one value prop. Which one do you think performed better?
I'm going with the left. Ad 1 just stands out a lot more.
Ad 1.
3 questions, reaching a lot of different people. It's got a lot of good stuff going on.
All right, Kris?
I mean, he went through with ad 1, and I I wouldn't like to lose. So I'm gonna go with ad 2. Even though his justification is quite solid, I think that the second ad has more, it's just slightly meatier. Even though I love the ad 1, so my choice is ad 2.
Okay, wow. It was a really interesting game and really head-to-head game. But I must say, we have a new winner! Kris, you're right. And congratulations. So when we look at the red one, the first ad, it actually tells us a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of different value propositions and it answers a lot of questions. And it is a clear pain point. However, on the second ad, even though it first looks simple and there's only one thing that we mention, it is actually a really strong statement. We know that meeting book is being used as a measurement tool for the SDR success, and everyone knows that. So when we come and say this kills the reps mojo, it is disturbing the target audience, and once it disturbs the target audience, it actually gets more engagement, therefore gets more clicks and gets more website visits. And in the next episode, we will be having our season finale with Kris and surprise guests. Until then, see you.